they will spend over $1 billion to be elected. And they have so much money left. That's why they're bombarding us. They have more money than they know what to do with. And so they're bombarding us. And then obviously we live in Ohio, which is the key swing state. Yeah. Basically, whoever wins Ohio normally wins the presidency. So everybody's here. They're flying in. They're doing commercials, the whole 10 yards. So in 2 days, you'll be able to rest. Yeah. Amen. Well, you hope. Because it might come down to a tie again, they said. It could actually come down to like it did in 2000. That's how close the race is this year. And so I thought, as part of us teaching on the Blessed Life series, that I would endeavor to impart some wisdom as we prepare to vote. This is not a partisanship message. I'm not telling you to vote Democratic, Republican, Libertarian, Green Party. You know, you can write your name in on the ballot yourself. You know, it don't even matter. I might get a vote this year. I might vote for myself for president. You don't know. Maybe get about 20 votes, I might have some power. Can I count on your vote? How many of y'all going to give me a vote?
Amen. I will. Then again, no, I mean, I'll be president.
But the purpose really is to address the blessed life.
Amen.
As we've been talking about the blessed life. And so the title of today's message is The Blessed Life, Voting Kingdom Priorities.
Amen.
Voting Kingdom Priorities. And in order to lay the groundwork for this, I want to tell a little story. Some of you guys may have heard of this Greek legend. His name is Damocles. Anybody heard of Damocles? The sword of Damocles? Well, here's the situation. Damocles was a courier, someone who visited the court of the king in ancient Greece. And there was a king on the throne named Dionysius. And so Damocles was trying to curry favor with the king, and he was telling the king how great he was and what a great job he's doing. You know how you butter somebody up sometimes, you're trying to get something. Y'all know how y'all kids do. You know when your kids want something, don't you? Because also they get really good and friendly to you. Ain't talked to you all week, but also they call you. They text messages come through. The phone start working again. It's a miracle. Everything begins to work properly again. And so he's trying to curry favor with the king, and he's telling the king how great he is and what a great job he does. And the king understands what Damocles is doing. He says, you think this is that I'm doing such a great job? Oh, king, you're doing a great job. He said, you think you could do it? He said, well, king, if you were to let me, I think I could do it. He said, could you really handle it? He said, I think I can handle it. The king said, okay, I'm going to let you be king for a week. And obviously, Damocles was excited. It's almost like your parents telling you you get to be parents for a week. How many of y'all wish y'all could be a parent for the week? Be your parents' parent for the week. Y'all hand throw up. Okay, well, I know y'all get payback on mine. Okay. So he says, all right, you're going to be king for a week. And so they come in and they put the royal robe on him, and he tells them, you got to rule from the throne, and everybody be at your beck and call. But here's the catch. Now, unless you're in the royal bed sleep, outside of those 8 hours, everyone waits on your hand and foot, but you got to stay on the throne. You got to sit on the throne. And Damocles thinks, this is easy, man. The throne is beautiful. It's encrusted with jewels. Everybody waits on me hand and foot. So he sits on the throne. He gets comfortable. You know how it is when you get in your daddy's chair and you get good and comfortable, and you're like, oh, this works. And so the king said, oh, there's one other condition. He says, you got to have the sword hang over your head. And he attaches the executioner's sword, the big sword, by the tail, by one string of a horse's hair over the king's head, directly above him. And so Damocles sits there and he thinks, this is no problem. You know, I can deal with this. But he begins to notice as the day wears on that string is getting tighter and tighter. And that sword is getting lower and lower. And he starts to sweat because even though everybody's waiting on him, he realized that at any moment the executioner's sword could fall and it would fall right on his head. So even though he's reigning under duress and under pressure. And even though he has the reign for a week, by the end of the day, he's begging the king to come take the throne back. And the king takes it and he says, what was with the sword? He said, I needed you to understand the weight and the pressure that comes with being a leader.
My God.
And today I want to tell you two lessons from this story here. One is This is why we have to pray for our leaders.
Amen. Amen.
Because you don't understand the weight and the pressure that a leader carries.
Amen.
See, even the people who are running for president, they never fully understand the weight of the office until they're in the office.
Right.
That's why when you see them, they look young and have hair full of hair that's
Come
black
on.
when they go in. But have you noticed what they look like? Not when they come out just 2 years into the presidency.
Amen.
They begin to age in their face. Hair begins to gray. They walk a little bit slower. All of that is because of the weight that's on them. And I can't imagine any position in the world that carries more weight than being the president of the United States of America.
My God.
Because the world still looks to us.
Yes.
So that was the first lesson. The second lesson of the sword of Damocles is the fact that we have to understand that we are under impending judgment. Damocles understood the more he looked at that sword, the more he realized even though things may look good right here, there is a judgment waiting to fall at any moment.
Yes.
And I'm here today to tell you that we are at a pivotal point in the history of our country. We're at a place now that judgment could very well fall on the United States of America. And so that's why this election could be quite possibly the most crucial election in the history of our country. And it is definitely in the history of our lifetime, and possibly the history of the lifetime of our children and grandchildren. So I say that because we have to understand that it's not something to be taken lightly. I take it very serious when I stand before you to talk about voting kingdom priorities, because God holds us accountable, you all. Amen. And so I want to make sure that we're on the right page. In 1992, the current president was George Herbert Walker Bush. Some of you are old enough to remember in 1991 there was the Gulf War when we went into Iraq for the very first time. And it was kind of a blitzkrieg of a war. I remember because my youngest brother was in the Army at that time, and I remember I was on the basketball court playing, and my wife called me, and she said, "Have you heard?" I said, "What?" She said, "The war just started." And so my brother was part of that first contingency that was sent into Iraq. And I remember that time they had to train with the chemical mask. You all remember that? Because the threat of Saddam Hussein using chemical and nerve agents against them. And they were going to the country. But the coalition forces, they routed the army of Iraq. And George Herbert Walker Bush was sitting on popularity out of this world. I think he had an approval rating of about 80%. And so he was the president, already in office. The election was coming up, and it was a foregone conclusion the guy's going to win re-election. Because when you're already in office and people like you, they tend to vote for you. But out of nowhere comes this upstart governor from the state of Arkansas that no one really had heard of. As a matter of fact, they say he talked a little funny, and he didn't come from a popular state or a populous state. But he was convinced in his heart that he could be the next president of the United States. His name was William Jefferson Clinton. And even though it looked like Bush was going to win in a landslide re-election, there was something that changed the election on a dime. There was a brilliant strategist by the name of James Carville who worked for Bill Clinton's campaign, and he came up with this phrase as the things began to shift. And some of y'all remember that he said, forget all the other things that you're looking at and considering for voting. He said, it boils down to one thing. He said, it's the economy, stupid. You all remember that phrase? He got the people to begin to say, you know what? Doesn't matter what's going on around us. Everything focused on our money. It's all about the economy. And whoever can change the economy should be president. Now, let's fast forward 20 years. What is the refrain in today? It's all about the economy. How many of y'all need more money in your pocket? How many of y'all struggling to make ends meet?
Amen.
How many of y'all struggling to make y'all ends just introduce and see each other?
Yeah.
Broke meet broke, you know. And so we live in a day and time where economy is the issue. But here, I actually want to tweak it a little bit because I don't think the economy is really the issue. Yeah, economics are important, let's face it. We all need more money. We all need health benefits. We all need gas prices to go way down. Amen? Amen. Or coal to go cheaper. Something got to change. But it's not the economy. I'm here today to tell you that I really believe the issue is the morality Because our morality always drives our economy.